I'm Brian Westbrook with GeekWire Studios here at AWS Marketplace Seller Conference 2025, joined now by Hemant Malik, Director of AI Ecosystem Architect at Elastic. First of all, welcome. How's the show been for you so far?
Hey Brian, nice to meet you. Show has been great. I think my favorite part was probably the keynote, just getting to see what's ahead and what's coming and just seeing others who have been successful. AWS Marketplace tells us that we are in the right place.
And a lot of things that we can't talk about from that, but we can talk about how Marketplace has helped accelerate your growth.
Yeah, absolutely. So just to give a bit of background, Elastic is the company behind Elasticsearch, the most popular open source search engine that exists out there, which means our user base exists across the world, which is the user base that we go after and pursue them as customers to help them realize the value that they will get by being in a subscription with us. Being part of AWS Marketplace has essentially helped us scale out because we can't necessarily reach out all the billions of downloads that have happened. For Elasticsearch, so AWS Marketplace essentially gives us the reach, the access, and then once we have the access, it gives our customers an easy way to get started and adopt Elastic and become a customer from a user.
Let's talk about those customers. Give us a specific example of maybe one or a couple customers that have really found value in not only Elastic, but by buying on AWS Marketplace.
Yeah, absolutely. So among the probably thousands of customers that we have right now through AWS Marketplace, I think the one that stands out is John Deere, a good manufacturing brand name that we are all aware of. So they use us for gaining unified observability into their systems that support their end customers. And the reason we have been successful with them through the marketplace is because, again, going back to the simplicity of unified billing and accessing the existing commitment that they have with AWS, that sort of makes that adoption journey easier for the customer. For the John Deere in this case, it takes away a lot of the work that requires through going through contractual. If AWS Marketplace was not the procurement vehicle that was available to us, it would have certainly been taken a lot longer for John Deere to adopt the solution and do what they wanted to do with it, which is solve their customer problems.
A lot of changes and updates coming to the procurement process. How does that help you get out of that game in some respects and focus on the product where you're not having to deal with the procurement process? You can just sort of not necessarily let it go to Marketplace, but really rely on them to have those tools for you.
No, absolutely. And I think there is also an implicit trust that comes along with somebody being an AWS customer and having a committed spend with them. Mm-hmm. When they see us show up together for co-sell, I think there is an implicit trust that we are introducing into the process, which they might be first-time customers of Elastic or maybe a repeat customer. Just showing up together in the co-sell, which sort of like works on top of everything that we have done with our presence in the AWS Marketplace, is the key reason why that implicit trust is built into the process. So it certainly helps reduce all the friction, or a lot of the friction that we would have seen if we didn't have access to AWS Marketplace as the transaction vehicle.
You talked a little bit about this, but how does Marketplace support your go-to-market strategy?
Oh, 100%. So I think the big part that I just mentioned earlier is also just giving us the access to global. There are a lot of regions where our users are where we don't necessarily have to deal with the regional nuances. Mm-hmm. And because AWS Marketplace is present in those regions, have ironed out all the nuances before us, it sort of gives us a ready-to-start vehicle to start engaging with the customers rather than spending a lot of time in the groundwork that we would have to do if we didn't have access to AWS Marketplace in those regions.
Do you have a particular feature or skill set, capabilities within Marketplace that really like, oh, this is what we need, this is where we're at?
Definitely. So I think one of the going through the AWS Marketplace, it also brings a lot of value in terms of having a unified bill, having the visibility, but being an ISV service that's being sold through the AWS Marketplace, it definitely brings in the challenge of there is a cost associated with how we present it to our users and how AWS Marketplace does. So one of the recent features that we are extremely excited about, just based on all the feedback that we have received from customers, is the AI pricing insights, and that's essentially going to help our customers essentially be more in awareness of what their costs are and how they are being attributed in Marketplace towards Elastic. So that's definitely a feature that our customers have been asking for a while, and probably the one that we are most excited about.
What advice would you give to a seller not quite as far along as you are, that is maybe embarking down their AWS Marketplace journey themselves? Where do they get started? What would you say to them? What have you learned that you'd love to pass on?
So I think one single thing, if there is only one thing that I would be able to share with someone, is there is a lot of help available through the AWS Marketplace team. Engage early, ideate or co-ideate early. There is a lot of help that's available. Don't suffer in silence. just get in front with your AWS team and help them help you out.
Do you feel like you're getting that value that you need? Do you feel like they're there with you in the sales process, in the support process? Do you feel like the marketplace team is helpful to you?
Yeah, 100%. So I think the usual suspects of unified billing, ease of procurement, all that is a baseline to us. Where we derive a lot of joy in this partnership is that that's the baseline. We work on top of it to work with AWS Marketplace team and AWS in general to create this native experience. There is a talk about integrated deployment experience, and we spend a lot of time co-innovating with the AWS Marketplace team in how we can make this experience, like take it to the next level where it's not just easy procurement, it's also ease of use, almost like a first-party service.
Support, renewals, all of those things that come along with it.
Absolutely.
As you sit here today at AWS Marketplace Seller Conference 2025, what are you and I going to be talking about when we get together again next year? What's ahead? What's in the future?
So the thing that we are looking at very curiously and very enthusiastically, we were a launch partner in the recent category that was announced, AI agents and tools. That's where a lot of our customers are at right now. And that's the part that we are hopeful the next time you and I or somebody from Elastic and you are sitting and talking about this, we will be talking about these thousands of customers that we have made successful with agentic AI together with AWS, and we have done so that they could transform their businesses, leveraging the power of what Elastic brings to the table on top of AWS Marketplace.
Well, I look forward to the conversation with you. Hemant Malik, Director of AI Ecosystem Architect at Elastic. I'm Brian Westbrook with GeekWire Studios. Thanks for watching.